You're watching Hawaii News Now Sunrise, Hawaii's most watched morning news with Steve Uehara and Grace Lee.
7:44 now. Hawaiian Electric is pursuing the sale of the company to Florida-based Nextera Energy. Chevron has been exploring whether it can get a good price for its Hawaii operation. Sounds like a good time for an update from State Energy Czar Mark Glick. Now, first of all, since the state came out in official opposition to the Hawaiian Electric acquisition deal, and at least 2 counties have also officially come out against it, Nextera's response has been to assure everybody that it's a good deal for Hawaii, but I have not yet seen any specific commitments to renewable energy. Has there been any?
No, you're correct. I mean, and just for the record, what we did was we said that as proposed, as what we've seen so far, it's not in the public interest.
Yeah, that sounded like you were inviting them to get a little more specific in their promises.
Well, there aren't any details. I mean, we've said there's essentially 3 steps that you need to go through, and it's really important that they present the business case for how they're going to achieve 100% renewable energy, which is now the state law. And then there needs to be a decision framework of how they're going to execute on that. And then finally, there needs to be a work plan, a timeline for real action. And we haven't seen any of that yet.
There are a lot of people who, on the face of what they read about Nextera in Florida, don't trust the company. But one of the things that strikes me about it is you can still trust them and still want these specific promises. Because if they are thinking at this moment that they'll invest X dollars in Hawaii, but later there's a deal for them that would be better in another place, they wouldn't be following their fiduciary responsibility to their shareholders unless they took the money away.
It's a good point. There is a difference on having local management and local ownership and not. And so one of the things that there needs to be a very clear plan or discussion is how do you mitigate that? What do you provide to the state to make it even just starting out with that? Because that actually is not in the best interest of our shareholders and the energy consumers. So there needs to be something clear about how are they going to mitigate that potential problem.
Has Nextera reached out to the governor since he said what he said?
Not that I'm aware of.
Okay. I brought up the idea that Chevron is kind of shopping its Hawaii operation. It's my impression that they don't feel that they have to sell, but they will sell if they can get what they like in terms of price. And you told Pacific Business News this week that that there are a number of people kicking the tires.
Well, we understand. We've been hearing through the grapevines. I mean, we haven't received any proposals, or we haven't had briefings from Chevron directly, but we have been hearing through the grapevine that there are a handful of players, and we've been getting briefings from others that say, you know, it's actually a good time for refiners in the state. They're making money, so it might not be a bad time to get rid of your asset.
This would be another company that it would be really good for Hawaii if there were a local owner.
Well, you know, a refinery operation, the thing we're most concerned about is having stable prices and to avoid any kind of instability. It's a core function. We're going to be using petroleum for gasoline and diesel for quite some time, and jet fuel. So we have to have actually secure supplies of energy to ensure that we don't have those price and supply disruptions.
It's Mark Glick, the State Energy Czar, and by the way, if you represent either Nextera or Chevron and you'd like to update it from your own point of view, let us know. We'd be delighted to have you on. There'll be more Sunrise coming up for you in just a moment.